Okay, look, I know what 90% of you are thinking right now as you just saw the title. I know the argument. Average kid, why are you comparing junk food to drugs? Junk food ain't that bad. You can balance it. Okay, look, I've already thought about this. Balance. Let me ask you something. How balanced is your diet? How balanced is it? Is it really like 80% real foods, 20% junk food? Like, really? Is it? Because if it's not, then the balanced argument is false. If it is balanced, and you find that like you can like sustain that, like, okay, fair enough, but I would still preach the unbalanced diet, which I'm gonna get into. And for the people whose diet really isn't balanced, like for the ones who are actually like being honest, whenever I say something like you shouldn't eat junk, everyone loves to bring out the balance card, like they have a balance, bro. This is part of why I am comparing junk food to drugs, because put to the side, it's people always have this mentality of like, one chip won't hurt, like eating chips in the first place is okay, and it's more accessible because with drugs it's kind of illegal, so there's a little bit of a barrier with smoking and nicotine, like vaping. uh yeah, technically there's access to that, but it's more deemed as bad, and same thing with alcohol. But junk food, it's kind of like it's one of those things where like it's just been so normalized in the US at least. Yeah, people know it's bad, but like it's still part of their daily diet anyway. And that's why 50% of Americans are obese.
More than 75% of adults in the U.S. may meet criteria that's new for obesity. That's according to new estimates of obesity based on a definition recently proposed by the Lancet Global Commission.
I think it would just be better to just go all in on your diet, because here's the thing. When you do like cheat meals,
deep fried cheesecake bike, and this one's a
fried chocolate chip cookies.
Fried chocolate chip cookies. Am I going to eat them all? Yes.
it feels good, right? But then when you go back to your diet, you end up like getting cravings for that. I remember like literally just the other day, like I think it was 2 days ago, I had like these freaking blueberry donuts from Dunkin' Donuts, which I wasn't eating it for like a cheat meal. I was just eating it just to lower my blood sugar to sleep. But I noticed that like the next day, I had a little bit of a craving for that donut. I didn't really like it because I just don't like junk food anymore, which I'll get into later. But when I had it, the dopamine receptors were firing, and I was starting to crave it. But because I'm strong and I'm disciplined and I have willpower, I didn't indulge.
I used to do cheat days. Yeah, I used to be a strong proponent of cheat days or cheat meals. I thought it would help people accomplish their goals. I made videos about it. I got videos where I'm doing epic cheat days. Here's something I noticed. After a cheat day, I would have cravings. Like the next day, maybe the day after that, I'd have cravings for the food I cheated with. And it took a lot more discipline on those days for me to stick to my diet. And eventually, let's say I had a cheat day on Wednesday. Say I had a cheat day on Sunday. I'd have cravings for Monday and Tuesday, and maybe by Wednesday, I'm acclimated back to my diet. I've reacclimated to my diet, and I'm feeling good, and it's easier for me to stick to it, right? Then I have a fucking cheat day again on the next Sunday, and I got to do this whole charade over again. The cheat days induce cravings because abstinence is easier than moderation. Abstinence is easier than moderation, right? So once I started being strict with myself, I said, you know what, no cheat days. It's been 3 years since I had a cheat day or a cheat meal. And because of that, I'm so dialed in and used to my diet that I don't even have cravings for other foods.
I'm hoping you're starting to get my point on like how it's just better to go all in than have a little bit of junk food on the side, because you're just gonna want it more. Because like just a little bit of junk food, especially if you've been addicted to junk food, is not gonna satisfy you at all. You're gonna just want more. So it's better to just cut it off. And here's something that I think you should know. Just from an individual, but it should give you an idea. If you've seen some of my videos, you know that I grew up fat. And so what do fat people eat? Junk food.
And I'm trying something I've never had before, which is the crack. Is that the bad? Huh? Huh? A salad?
So I had a junk food addiction, and I got fat as a result. And so obviously now, when I've taken like my weight loss seriously, I've lost weight, I've built some muscle. Yeah, I won't lie, I've had some junk on the side, but it has been heavily reduced from before. Like before, there would be like this Takis bag or the hot flaming hot Cheetos bag. I'd eat literally like 90% of that bag in one sitting. It was bad. But here's the thing. Even though I've had my junk food addiction under control, even though I eat more healthy food than junk food, to this day, I still get cravings. Because what's really toxic is that I had this junk food addiction when I was like little, when I was like a kid. Now that I'm older and I'm more nostalgic, my brain's literally associating nostalgia with junk food. Like, my brain literally likes to think about the good old times when I'd be watching TV and munching on Cheez-Its. It's bad. Even though technically I've gotten it reduced, I don't know if it's ever going to go away, because the brain doesn't forget that dopamine, that high you get from junk food. It stays there. That's what makes addiction so hard. So even though I've technically quit, I still get cravings. Obviously, nothing's going to happen, but I have cravings. Like, that's how dangerous the dopamine is, because the companies that makes junk food literally teamed up with the company that sells cigarettes.
Some experts argue that in some cases, processed foods are even more addictive than drugs, alcohol, or cigarettes. Well, it's not exactly a coincidence.
They've literally programmed the food to make it addicting, to make you want to eat more and more. And you still want to talk about being balanced? I don't know about you, but I would not recommend going balanced. Like, look, okay, I know, life happens. Sometimes, we're on the go, where you feel hungry, get some junk. Okay, fine. That's fine. But, like, at home, bro, I would just make it, like, 99% real foods. That's how I go about it personally. Maybe you still disagree with me. Maybe you think I'm being too extreme. But I'm gonna try eat mostly real foods. I still eat junk food every now and then to this day. I won't lie, but I will do my best to like make it like 100%, if not 99. But I know this was a wild take, but I hope this video gave you a new perspective on junk food. It makes you at least consider going all in. And make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below your thoughts, and be sure to check out the videos that are about to pop up in the next screen. I'm gonna head out. Average Kid out.
Ain't nobody else, girl. Okay, I wonder what my life will be without you. Scared to try it, but I think I got to. I think I should listen to my